Hey, welcome to High Level Mastery, and in this training video I'm going to show you how you can collect a lot of client information in a really short time period using forms. Check it out. Okay, so when you get to the high level dashboard, the first thing that you want to do is you want to go into this area that says marketing. And on marketing, we're going to want to create your form. So typically whenever, especially if you're doing coaching, a lot of times we like to do like a client intake, right? So maybe we'll do like a 15-minute coaching call or a strategy session or a mastermind, whatever you want to call it. And usually we say, okay, hey, what's going on with this? Or what's your major pain point? Or how can I help you? And just a whole bunch of questions, a lot of fact-finding information. So then that way we know really, how to share our products with them confidently, put them on the right product, really overcome a lot of those objections. But the challenge is that now you're having to take time from your busy schedule, from your busy day to actually go through, get this information from them. So there's a much easier way to do that, and that's actually collecting the information from a form that you can take the form, put it on a funnel or on a landing page, send that to the client and have them fill that out. Or for example, if you're actually doing like a group training, for instance, and every single week you want some feedback from the clients, hey, what was your biggest takeaway this week? How can we help support you in next week's training? Something of that nature. Rather than having to call and get every person on the phone, a form is another great way to do that on a weekly basis, where you can just send out the link to somebody, they can fill it, and then you yourself can get notified when those answers come in, and then you can take action on it. So we'll use the latter portion as far as an example. So let's just say you're doing a weekly training. We're going to come here into Form Builder, and from Form Builder, we'll go ahead and create a new form. So up here in the top right. And from there, right now you can see it says Form 6 for the title. In order to change the title, all you do is you come up here to that thing that says Options, and then we're going to put this as Weekly Group Coaching Intake Form. And then now that should be changed up here at the top. Perfect. So now we have to decide, okay, what do we want in the form? What's important to us? So if we go to fields, then I'm going to go, I want your full name. So I'm just going to drag it and drop it. Something important to note is that when you select this actual field itself that you just dragged in, you want to make sure that you have this as required. So if it's not required, then they can skip right over this. They can hit submit, and then you can miss pertinent information. So once as far as the menu goes, so if I select on this, you can see that the menu on the right side changes. When I select off of it, it goes back so that way I have the full list of options so I can keep grabbing fields and bring them over. So I'm going to want the full name, probably going to want their phone number, and you can see that's going to be required. I want the email, that's required. So this little asterisk on the end, that's how you can tell what is required and what's not. So I have those details, and then I'm going to want to ask probably just a few basic questions. So what we're going to do is these are all the standard fields that typically come with the forms themselves, but it's not very specific, right? So I'm going to go to custom fields, and I'm going to add in a couple additional custom fields that I want them to answer based on the training that we've gone through. So I'm going to add a custom field. I'm going to leave this as, so there's different types of fields that you can add. This one specifically I want to do as like a large text because I actually want to get their feedback and I want to get their answer. But you could even do like a radio box, for example, if you want to just kind of have maybe like a ratings, it's like maybe a 1 to 10, how was this experience for you? Or how would you rate the quality of the call? And we'll probably throw one of those in there. So let's do a large text. I'm going to say, what was the biggest take away, let me zoom in a little bit, from the training this week. So we'll do that as one, and we're going to save that. So once I save that, now you're going to see on this right side, so there's actually a new form in there. So I'm going to grab this. I'm also going to bring that over, and I'm going to make that required. And then we'll do, let's just say we do 2 more. So it's not going to be anything crazy. It's something that we can go through pretty quick. What have you learned this week that you're going to put into action before next week's call? So that could be another question. So once again, I'm going to do the same concept. I'm just going to drag that over. I'm going to make sure that I make it required. And then maybe my third one, just because maybe we're testing out a new platform or, we're trying something a little bit different. We'll say on a 1 to 5, 5 being best, how would you rate the video quality of our Zoom calls? And then what I can do is I can say, okay, possible values is either going to be a 1, it's going to be a 2, it's going to be a 3, a 4, or a 5. Oop, well, that's a 4. Well, let's make that a 5. There we go. So we're going to save that. And then this is the last question. So I'm basically just going to drag that. I'm going to bring it in. And now you can see I've got a radio button with just a couple of different options that I can choose from. So now that I have that, I'm going to make that required. And then I'm going to want to save my form here in the bottom right side. So it says form saved. So I'm good to go. The next piece, we're going to create a funnel. So we're going to have a funnel. And basically we're just going to take, you can make it as beautiful as you want. You can make it as basic as you want. Totally up to you. But we're going to create a new funnel. And we're going to, let's call this, call it group coaching. Actually, you know what? Let's use one of the other ones just because I already have it set up. But ideally what you can do is you can create a new funnel. So this one, I had done this one before. So we have a step that's called weekly coaching form intake. And all I did was create a brand new step. I do have other videos that's going to show you exactly how to go through and create those new steps. And if you have any questions, put them definitely in the comments below. I'll make sure to get back to them. But essentially what we have is we have this landing page, super basic. So you have your header. What are the actions that you want somebody to take? And then we're going to take this form that we just created and we're going to put it on this page. So right now, let me actually make sure we're going to, so we're on weekly coaching form intake. So I'm going to get rid of that, create some more space. And then right now you see I have a calendar. So instead of the calendar, I'm just going to hit this little orange button at the bottom and I'm going to add in a form. So it's going to say, okay, well, what form do you want to put in there? So we're going to do weekly group coaching intake form. And I'm just going to get rid of this old one. And now, so instead of book a call, let's call this provide your weekly feedback before next week's call. We'd love to hear your thoughts below. And now this is the form that we literally just created. So what they'll be able to do is they can come in here and so once we save this, and you can add SEO and other pieces to it and give it a title and stuff. But ideally, this now allows you to take this one landing page and you're going to send this out to everybody maybe that you're working with or the whole entire group of clients. That's going to allow them to fill this form out. And then you can set up triggers, which is going to be another video, but you can set up a trigger that notifies you that, hey Brian, hey Brendan, hey John, just want to let you know that somebody just submitted a form. Here's all their answers. Go ahead and review it. And then if somebody actually filled this out, maybe you want to have triggers to have other pieces happen after that. So maybe they go into additional campaigns based on their answer. Maybe if they don't fill out the survey within a certain period of time, you can actually go ahead and you can send them additional follow-up campaigns of, hey, we didn't get your report. We didn't get your answers back yet. We just want to make sure you didn't get stuck on anything. Please make sure you fill this out before our call next Tuesday or next Thursday. So you can do some really cool stuff with this after, but essentially the goal is that you want to be able to send out one piece, collect information from your client fast and efficiently, and then once this survey gets filled out, what you can do, and I'll show you how to come here in the back end, what you can do is you can go back under the forms that you had just created, and there's a spot up here that's called submissions. So anybody that submits a form, you can actually see in here specifically what they put. So these are other forms from other build-outs that we've done, and you can either break it down by all forms so you can see everything that's come in, or if you want to specify for this group training to be like, okay, who sent me a form? What does that look like? What are their answers? You can go down here very quickly and you can figure that out. So let's just do a quick test so we can see what we're looking at. All right, so let's just say I'm one of the group members and I just got sent the form asking me to go ahead and fill this out. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So let's say Brendan, before email at test.com. Love the insights from the entire group. Going to be making more phone calls this weekend. And then maybe the video quality was a 4 and I'll hit submit. So now that I've gone and I've done this, So it's just waiting to go through. So it's going to submit the form, and then wherever you tell the form to go after, so it can go to another thank you page, it can just have a general submit page. So those are pieces on there. You can specify where you want the client to go. But essentially, once that gets filled out, and then you come back to your forms, so I could break it down by different forms specifically. So let's go to the weekly group coaching call. Okay, so now that it officially populated, so you can see the answers that I've just put in here. So now it's got my name, it's got my information, and then all the details that goes along with that. So anyhow, that is a really easy way, again, to collect certain information from your clients, from prospects, in a really fast manner. Keep it all organized, see where everything sits. Do me a favor, again, if you have any questions, please go ahead, put them in the comments below. Also, go ahead and also give a like and a subscribe. So I love being able to put this content out. I know some of you have found it tremendously helpful, and I'm going to keep growing this and creating more videos. So that's how you do it. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys on the next video.